Hello, good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Yogi Stream, and hope you're well. We're starting a little bit later today. I had to rush around, and now I'm settled down in front of my desk here with this beautiful piece. And so this is the piece I'm going to be working on. Some of you might be very familiar already. This is Dry Flower and Dry Flowers from Kim Jacobs. And some of you are working on this piece as well. I notice it. So sometimes I work on this piece on the sol days, but hey, Kim Jacobs pieces are good for every day. Just like Amy Stewart, another one of our favorite. So this is a piece I'm working on, started earlier this year, experimenting on 10 stitches. So this is the 10 stitches I'm working on a 22 counts. So it's slightly bigger stitches comparing to the usual 25 counts that I work on majority of my pieces. So this is really interesting, and I want to show you the design here. Oh, this is to die for. Just look at this gorgeousness. This always gives me the kind of autumn feel to it. And as a bonus, there's a little cat on a chair in the front there. And I can't wait to get to the little kitty. So this will motivate me to work on this piece as fast as I can with my slow stitches. And this piece I started on the upper left, and as a good girl, I'm working diagonally to the right, in no strict sort of diagonal lines as usual. I kind of try to keep it loose. Let me just zoom in a little bit there. So I kind of, follow the staircase order, but I'm not strict at all. So I jump around based on where I like to stitch at that moment in time. So with this piece, let me just show you my pattern keeper here. Let me zoom out a little bit more here. So on the pattern keeper, let me just load it up. And let me know if you can hear me properly, because I had to swap my microphone just about a couple of minutes before live, realizing my normal wireless microphone wasn't charged. So let me know if the volume is okay and the sound quality is okay. And so this piece, I'm currently on 5.44%. Not too bad. I know someone is slightly ahead of me, no names, Nikki, and I'm starting from 0 onwards and see how I'm going to be doing today. So let me pop it back. So this is a mini version, by the way. Oh, good. Everybody's giving me a thumbs up with the sound. Thank you so much. And this one is a sort of backup microphone in case one goes down, and it did. So there you go. Happens. So I am just gonna quickly look at the our chat to see who is here today. Oh my God, Lisa is here. Oh, Patricia is the first one. You're winning a medal today, special medal to Patricia, and Lisa is here as well. And Lisa says it's really cold, but still on coffee today, cold and rainy. Sounds like a typical London weather afternoon. And Gritty is here as well. Yes, Gritty's. Gritty's on a holiday cottage. How nice. And Lisa saying, I'm looking forward to the Amy Stewart Day tomorrow. Me too, me too. Sarah is here as well. She says, hello, everyone. She's drinking diet soda and working on her main piece, Monarch. I can't remember the full title. And Senga is here as well. Hello, Senga is from the UK. Very happy to see you here. And let's see who else is here. Oh, Joyce is here as well. Joyce, good evening. And Susan C is here. Nikki is here, the trouble. And she's Nikki Trouble. You should rename your channel, Nikki the Troublemaker. And Suzanne is here as well. Hello, Suzanne. Jennifer B. Jennifer Burr. Sometimes I need to bring out an initial as well, because some people, you know, we have multiple Jennifer, Tracy, and let me think, there are a few others. So Ashley is here as well. Hello, Ashley. Welcome. And River is here as well. River, Heather, and oh, Cherries and Stitches. Hello, everyone. Let me see who else is here. Rose is here as well. Welcome, Rose. Kelly Soul, and Rajal. Welcome back. And Shara is here as well. Hello, Shara. So, everyone, welcome. And let me know what you're working on today with me, and what you're drinking, the power drink for power stitching session. I really miss this piece because the last two Kim Sauls, I've been working on the other piece, the Valentine is No, and it's a beautiful piece, and I need to give this piece some love. I really miss it. So here we go. And let me zoom in a little bit. I cannot wait. So this block, I think I finished, ended in this on this block on the last session. So this is where I will be starting, because I want to finish it before I move on to the next block. So here we go. Such a pretty piece. And by the way, I'm using CXC, so you can see the fullness of the stitches is absolutely gorgeous. And CXC has got this kind of slightly earthy tone comparing to DMC. DMC, I'm actually using DMC for the other Kim's piece, the Valentine piece, because I want that slightly glossiness for that piece, and big stitches as well. But this one, I just want everything to blend in, to have that sketch-like feel to it. And so CXC is perfect for that. So let me zoom in to my app here and bring up a little markup here for your reference. And oh, Andrea is here as well. Welcome. And let me see. Oh, Stitching in Oregon with Brandy. Hello, welcome. She says, well, I'm assuming everybody's a lady until you tell me otherwise, okay? And I'm sure there's some gentlemen stitchers other than Steve. They're lurking around. She says, hi, oh, I've been watching, but this is the first time catching live. Well done, well done. Yogi, you will make me crave for my full coverage projects. Yes, that's what we're here for, inspiring each other and enjoy our stitching experience for sure. And you know, I can't tell you how much I've learned since I've started this channel. With each session, I'm learning new things. I know how. I hope you too. And let's have a look. Let me pick up my first part thread here, and I've got two remaining, so I'm going to work on these ones first before I'm adding new threads. These needles not liking me. I'm warming up, guys. I'm warming up. I've just got some new John James, not John Stewart. It was Stewart in my mind. John James 26 needle, because I've got a lot of John James 28 needles, pretty much exclusively, with a few DMC ones lurking around. But this is the first time I've got John James 26 size. Let me know what you think, because for some reason I find it slightly harder to thread. Maybe it's the, let me just find my block here. 1, 2, 3. It's here. I find that the ear of the needle, it feels slightly narrower. I don't have problems threading one strand with a 28 needle, but I've only used a few so far with a 26. It just feels slightly a bit more snuggly than the DMC one. Maybe just me. Let me know what you think. So I'm gonna just put in these ones just to warm up a little bit, to get it going, and see if I can zoom in a little bit more here. So that, and so I'm doing color completion. Prior to this, maybe prior to the previous couple of sessions, I was doing row by row because I was worrying that the stitches were going to get too snuggly and would be difficult to stitch, but it turned out to be quite okay. So I'm doing color completion, which made me a tiny bit faster, okay? I don't want to be sort of exaggerating it too much, but a little bit faster, Here we go. I think there are a couple of stitches I forgot to mark on my app. So I'm going to go ahead and mark them so I don't get confused. Here we go. So with this one, and now I've got a new way of ending my half stitches. Previously, this is what I was doing. Very kind of messy, you know. I know some people do this, but it's okay if you don't park. But if you're parking at the same time, you can run into these end threads very easily, and I did. So I'm very glad that now I have a new method. It's called Boomerang, named by Joyce Stitchy Dutchy. And 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 here. I'm gonna count carefully. 1 2 3 4, because I know if I'm going to make mistakes at all, I'll be now. Right. So I'm feeling a lot more relaxed with end threads now. Previously, I was kind of, try to work around, and so to reduce the amount of end threads like this, because you can imagine if I take the threads 10 stitches off from my end point, it creates a lot of threads underneath, and it's not just the bulk, not just the thickness of the fabric you're going to end up with, which may or may not be relevant, important for anyone, but it's that stitching experience, because I need to put the needle through all the threads that's being carried over here. And now with the new method, I don't need to do that anymore. So I'm a lot more relaxed with ending threads. Suzanne says, I'm working on Unicorn Valley for up the Falls. Wow, I'm almost done with this tower. So Suzanne is working with Royal Rose quite frequently. Her work's beautiful, the way she parks her threads. I love it. And she says, I'm going to switch to something a little bit more comfortable. And I'm drinking bubble water again, of course. Very nice. Yes, I forgot to tell you what I'm drinking. As usual, surprise, surprise, mint, my peppermint tea, and a little bit of coffee left over when I came in. Because when I come home, I just crave for a cup of coffee. It doesn't matter what time it is. It's just me. So from here, I'm going to, I know, you shouldn't be drinking caffeinated drinks in the evening, but I'm good. I love the taste. And it's a great company for power stitching, But I do have a cup of coffee, peppermint tea waiting for me. Here we go. I love this piece. All that beautiful grassy, earthy greens. Such a contrast from what I was stitching yesterday. I'm trying to recall what I was stitching yesterday. It's all a blur. It's all a blur. Here we go. And this one, I'm going to bring it below. And I think I'm going to go ahead and remove these 2 stitches here. I think they're probably tucked down already. I should be safe. 1, 2, 3. Here. And some of you might have seen my post on our Facebook group. If you haven't joined, you're welcome to. The link is in the description of this stream, and I might post the link for you in a bit. I posted a picture of, or a couple of pictures of my test stitches on 28 counts, which I'm going to be using tomorrow for the new start. 28 count, this is my first time stitching 28 counts, and so just to be sure, and also to make up my mind on which stitch I'm going to go for, and I see a lot of mixed opinions, and it's interesting. So I did test on, let me just, I've got pictures here actually. Why don't we have a look just quickly? Let me see, not this one. Not WIP. Hello, we're professionals here. So yes, so this is it. So those haven't seen the Facebook as well, you can give me your verdict here. Now we can do a quick vote here. Why don't we do a quick vote on live here? Let me see if I could start a poll. A, B, or C? A. Let me see if I, yes or no. Yes. I don't know how to do it. I just remember I've never done it. Let me see if I could do it. Oh, sorry. This is it. A, B, C. I'm so terrible. Oh yeah, okay. You can just vote. You can just vote in the chat. That's a lot easier because I don't know how to work the poll. Right, let's have a look. There are a few A's and a lot of B's. A lot of B's. And let me just show you the zoomed out version as well, so you get sort of idea what it looks like when we look at it, not, you know, close in. Sometimes you zoom in greatly, you kind of lose sight of what it is. So I'll switch back and forth, and you're allowed to change your mind once you see the zoom out if you want to. But this is a zoomed in. So you can see the texture of the cross, 1/1 full cross, and the tent as well, and see how different it is between 10 stitches using 1 or 2 strands. They don't even look anywhere near each other, and all it is just extra strand. It's I thought it was fascinating. I didn't know it was going to look so different even on 28, and this is what it looks like zoomed out. I mean, having said that, one strand, 10 stitches might have its place. You know, you might be able to use it for a certain, you know, like this piece, for instance, it might actually look very interesting, like the dry flowers, something that looks slightly sketch-like and quite light. I think Kim Jacobs pieces might be very interesting to use one strand. But it does look, you can actually see the fabric even zooming out. So, you know, it's a special effect there. Let's have a look. A right, a lot of B's and A. I think I would say A and B, they're almost, no one wants C. No one wants C. Poor C. And, you know, because sometimes, you know, that happens. The C is just there to create contrast. And so I think it's kind of equal number. I haven't counted, maybe someone can, but A might be a few more, but a lot of B as well, and that's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yes, I was quite surprised when I look at the picture as well, because yesterday, or up to maybe before doing the test stitches, I was thinking about, well, in fact, when I first decided to start this piece, I was thinking 10 stitches for sure, because I think, you know, I want that fullness of the stitches and the color of the piece. In case you don't know which piece we're talking about, we're talking tomorrow, we're doing a saw together. Some of us, about 9 of us now, I think, we're doing this beautiful piece, Sweet Shop, and everyone else, they're stitching along with Amy Stewart pieces. And this is the spirit of the day tomorrow, celebrating Amy Stewart's work. So, you know, you can come along and do the saw with us. I hope you do. Or just bring Amy Stewart's design with you, and if you haven't got one, get one now. It's on, in Heaven and Earth, it's on sale now. But and it's going to be every Saturday. We're celebrating Amy Stewart's work every Saturday. So when I decided to do this piece, I was thinking, well, 10 stitches. 10 stitches for sure. It's so vibrant. I want that fullness, and I'm going to use DMC for that slightly glossiness. And then up till before doing the test stitches here, I kind of changed my mind a day or two before. I was thinking maybe 4 cross, because with 4 cross I have more options for my stitching method, because 10 stitches I find it very hard to do any kind of cross country at this point anyway. And you know, I'm not sure what to do. But after seeing this, my mind is leaning one way. And also, I also have a stitching method in mind, which I will reveal tomorrow. I have a plan in my mind. So I'm gonna just hold that back a little bit and keep it in suspense. But I think this is really good indication. And as you can see, A and B, they're almost an equal split here. So, you know, either way you go for, probably there's no controversy, right? So it's kind of nice. Either way I go is good. Either way you go is good. And maybe you're working on different count as well. But if you're working on 28, this hopefully is going to help you. So there. And tomorrow we'll find out what everybody's doing and what I'm doing. Maybe I'll change my mind overnight. I have no idea. So here we go. Oh, Nikki asked, oh, that's a very important question. She's not asking about how the stitches look like. She's asking about how did you like stitching either A or B? Very, very good question. For me, it's paramount, because it doesn't matter what the outcome looks like. Yes, it's important, but it's also about how do I enjoy the experience of stitching? I would say I love the 10 stitches. I love it. The threads going through, because obviously we're talking about 28 counts, and you can really feel the threads going through, and the fullness of the stitches. They're beautiful. I mean, they look like little beads. So it might give you some hint of what I'm going to do today. I'm so terrible at holding secrets. Okay, I'm going to say, most likely, unless I change my mind overnight, 10 stitches may be my choice. And I love the way it stitches. It's fun. I mean, the only way you can find out whether you enjoy the experience or not is to try out a few stitches and and see how you like it. Not just the way they look, but you're going to be stitching like thousands, tens of thousands of stitches on this piece. You have to like it. You have to like it, enjoy it. So, and some of you saying that 10 stitches is kind of disorientating. I get it. I felt like that in the beginning as well. It feels incomplete. I get that comment as well. But I'm glad I gave it a go, because now I have no issues, you know. And the only thing I need to challenge myself is to train my eyes to get used to a little bit of cross country, right? That will free me. It will open a few options for me in terms of stitching method. But Nikki, no extreme cross country, so put that out of your mind. Okay, it's not happening. Not happening today, not happening tomorrow, or anytime soon. Don't hold your breath. Yeah, Nikki is trying to get me to do extreme cross country, the dangerous sport that she's involved with in every day. 934, 934, 934. Because up to this year, beginning of this year, I never really consider half stitches. I know a lot of people do their projects on those, but I just feel like, well, it's cross stitch, you know, it's cross stitching. Why are you doing half of it? Which is a valid question, and you are only doing half of it, but I really love it. I get to enjoy it a lot. There's still a lot of learning to do. Here we go, 2 stitches of this one here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I missed one over there. I'm gonna just stitch over it. No one will know. No one will know. So whichever stitches you're going for, just be happy with it. And to be honest, if for any reason you don't enjoy one way or the other, you can switch. As I demonstrated with my Gecko Rouge piece, I switched from full cross up to this point to half stitches. And to be honest, unless you zoom in really closely, you can't tell the difference. So that will probably free you up from, you know, struggling to think, what should I do? And I'm going to park it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, 5 up here. Suzanne says, Susan C says, still think circus sweet shop. Is there a circus version? I vaguely remember there's a circus themed Amy Stewart piece. That's really pretty as well. But to be honest, tomorrow, if you're not doing sweet shop, just bring along any Amy Stewart pieces and just work with that. Why not? 3799. 3799. But of course, there's still time for you to join us on a new start. So Sherry's and Stitches says, for me, learning to do 10 stitches like you do needlepoint, okay, with diagonals in the back as well, was life-changing. Yeah, so with needlepoint, you normally have choices of continental or 10 or 10. I'm always confused like which one's which. But one, you have pretty light at the back in terms of material. You have vertical lines there. And the other one you wrap around, I think that one is the 10. And it's actually not bad at all. I think it's only I only felt that it's incomplete when I was doing the, if you think about the test stitches I was doing, it only feels incomplete when it looks sparse, like the C, option C, right? It feels like there's something else need to happen before it's completed. But when I was doing B, the 2 strands, I didn't feel that like that at all, because as soon as you make the stitch, it's complete, it fills up the space completely. I think it will feel quite weird if you're trying to do the other leg, because you just know that there's no space for it. So in a way, you come to a natural stop. Your brain is not thinking, oh, I need to do something else here, if that makes sense. But I think if it's doing your head in, don't do it. Do a full cross. Perfectly fine. A44, 844. So what a beautiful collection of colors. It just feels so earthy. It just shows how well charted heaven and earth patterns are. Joy says, I'm going for full cross. I struggle before on 28 counts, but I want to use that piece of fabric. That my skills are good enough now to handle 28. You'd be surprised. Sometimes when if you struggle with certain counts and then go back after a while, after, stitching other pieces, you could feel totally different. You could feel totally different. I don't know how it works, but I think it's just a matter of, your brain has learned new things and new experience. So and I've learned my lessons. So, I'll never say never. Anything I say I'll never do, you can bet that's probably the next thing I'm going to do. So try to keep an open mind. And I'm going to park it over here, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 here. And why don't I remove these little guys as well? Maybe not these ones, not tucked down yet, but this one, I'll let it go to clean up my fabric here. I'm very happy. I don't have to do these ones anymore. I keep running into them, and that's not good. That's a little bit annoying. Susan, yeah, Susan, Suzanne, sorry. Suzanne is doing 14 counts on the Valentine note as well. Great choice. I just, for some reason that piece just talking, just saying 14 counts to me. And I'm so glad you go for it as well. Those stitches are so pretty, aren't they? It's so nice to be able to see the stitches nice and clear sometimes, just big stitches. You can see the cross. So satisfying. 3011. Three zero one one. Oh, Susan, so you were referring to the sweet shop. Let's have a quick look. Are they circus? I'm sure there are all sorts of things going on. And sometimes when I think about even the piece I'm working on, I try not to look too carefully about every corner because I want to keep them as surprises. Oh yeah, there's some circus-ish, circus-esque elements going on there. Yeah, I kind of just have the general feel there. I try not to look into details too much because I just want to be surprised as I move forward. So I've been looking sort of upper left corner, and I know I love the entire piece, and that was kind of good enough for me. So, so you are referring to the same piece. That's good. Yes, there's a circus theme, but I think there is a circus uh sort of theme pattern as well with Amy Stewart. I remember that. So from here, and Susan, are you joining us with a new start tomorrow? I know there are about 9 of us now. If you like the circus, you will like the piece. I think. There. And I'm going to do a yogi's maneuver. I didn't know I'm going to do that move so early already. Because I'm moving my thread over to the bottom left there, across the stitch area. And this one I'm going to part to the right. Part to the right there. So in terms of where I decide to park, if the block on the right and the bottom, they both have the color I'm going to park with, I tend to choose the one that I think I'll be working on first. That makes sense, right? But, sometimes it's not the case because I'm not moving in a very strict diagonal. So, but it doesn't matter either way. 3364. Let me take a sip of my tea, my peppermint tea. So good. 3364. Oh, Sarah is still waiting for the fabric for the new start. She's chosen 22 count Ada. Still waiting. I hope it arrives. Could be any time now. Did I give you a estimate? I hate that when it happens. I was worried as well when I ordered from Etsy, but luckily it arrived very quickly. So, and yesterday I got my sewing machine out and did the seam on the edges. So I'm very happy. It's all ready to go, ready to go. It's that one. There's one more here. Let me see, where do I take it next? Be next block under here. There. And 645. Nikki says never say never. Yes, for extreme cross country Frank. She's trying to stir up things. She's just trying to stir up things. Try to get me nervous. But very true. Never say never. Maybe one day I'll be able to stitch at a fraction of the speed you're stitching. Just a fraction. I've got one part here already. 645. 645. Double checking the color. 645. Yes, it's correct. Shara says, breathe everyone, it's time for a yoga move. Yes, it's a intricate move that requires precision and balance and strength. And I did it like it was nothing because I practiced. And let me do this one over here. That one is done. 2, 1, 2 here. Okie dokie. And 2 more. A few more here. And then I'm going to park it below here. Stitching Oregon with Brandy. She says, I'll be joining. I'm deciding whether to buy a new chart or work on the one I have started already. Oh, if you're buying a new chart, you know. I just vaguely mentioned there's a pattern we're going to be starting tomorrow together. Take it into consideration. 647. Is it Vaduhi? Vaduhi says, should I use a 28 size needle for a 25 Lugana or 26? Well, I think it's personal preference. I personally prefer finer needles, and I find working with 25 counts and 28 needles is just perfect with one strand. I find 26 a little bit bulky for me, but I know some people do with 26. Well, the trick is actually just to try both, to see which one you like best, because you know, in terms of result, it's probably no difference, but it's just how you like the size of needle. Because immediately, if I'm using 28, sometimes I get 28 needles kind of just accidentally blended in to my 26 stash. And if I grab one and start stitching something that I normally stitch with 26, I know immediately. It's just like your fingers, your body knows. And because that, I know what it's supposed to feel like, you know, when I'm stitching on certain fabric count and with certain needles. But, and the other way around. Sometimes I get fatter needles when I'm stitching 25, and I know immediately, just touching the needle, I know it's the wrong one. So, you know, your body will tell you which one is better for you. 1, 2. So there's no right or wrong. You could use either. There. Joy says, if you will make an announcement about the sweet shop start, maybe even more stitches will join. Yeah, I've been talking about it every stream to the point of, you know, yeah, I showed the markup there. So you know what to do. You know what to do. 169. So tomorrow will be the new start. 169. Maria says, I'm working on a rainforest African. Oh, 30 panels. And most of it is full of full coverage. 30 panels in 30 pages. I'm using some of the techniques you have shown. Oh, do you mean the yoga maneuvering? The yogi back flip that I've just performed? 10 out of 10. I know. You can have it. I'll let you borrow it for free. Just practice safely, you know. You know, maybe wear a helmet when you do it. I think this one is done. Is this one I want? And then I am actually going to take it diagonally to the left, which sometimes happen because I'm stitching out of order in terms of diagonal. So occasionally there may be stitches here to the left that I can park, and that's what I'm doing. There. Oh, Sarah says, I started a new exercise plan yesterday with resistant bands. Yes, it's perfect. They're even, well, I wouldn't say even better than weights, but it's great with a lot of movements, because when with the resistance, you are using your body to create the, well, resistance really, whereas weight is just weight, you know, whether it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds. And yeah, I use a lot of resistance strap as well to work with. I mean, I used to do ballet, so there's quite a lot of foot exercise that you use a resistance strap. It's really good for you, because you only need to apply the different strengths, aren't they? So color coded, and you can pick the ones that works for you for different exercises, and they're really easy to store. You know, weights, you need space and they're heavy, but resistance bands is just perfect. Quite frequently used for Pilates as well, some Pilates classes. I'm really happy to hear that. You're welcome, Vaduhi. Jennifer B says, I bought a Kim Jacobs and Amy Stewart pattern with a sale. They were waiting in the wings when I finished a few others. I have finished 2 small non-coverage projects this week. I mean, absolutely. You know, grab the patterns so you know they're safely in your stash of patterns, and just work on them whenever you're ready. Absolutely. And you know you're ready to work on a certain, you know, pattern when they start to kind of haunt you. When you look at them, you go, oh, give it to me, give it to me. 3031. Three zero three one. Oh, Joy says she didn't mean on the stream regarding the new start, but posting on the Hey Facebook group. Oh no, I'm not part of that group, and that would be spamming, wouldn't it? I just go over there and go, hey, you know, come to my stream, and I have a new start. No, I wouldn't do that. That would be disrespectful, wouldn't it? Because I'm not normally active on that group. I cannot just go in and drop a bomb and leave. Maybe I should join them. I just haven't really joined any group. I hardly use Facebook up to this point, to be honest with you. So I'm going to take it easy. It's okay. People come along. They can join, you know, if they're not joining this week, they can join next week. We're doing it every week, you know. But it's exciting to have new start together. But other than that, they can join anytime. Never too late. Never too late. One, two override, and 1 down. Ooh, I have to count. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Adri is here. Hello, darling. Oh, she says it's been an adventure today. What naughty deeds have you been up to, Adri? She says we had an emergency landing due to bad weather. in Germany. So Adri works at the airport and she has to deal with a lot of weird and wonderful things or not so wonderful things. Emergency landing while you're on the plane? Goodness, that's scary. Sarah says, I bet most Fridays are crazy. Or every day is crazy at the airport. You just don't know what's happening. And let me see. So a little tiny bit of confetti in the corner there. So as a surprise. As a surprise. Just in case you're too comfortable. There's a little bit of confetti area there. 3A64. 3A64. You just don't know what you're gonna get. Every corner. With Hade patterns. Just one stitch of this color. Cheryl says you must be a professional to do a yoga maneuver. I know. There's some pros out there, you know, they're hidden somewhere here in the chat or lurking in the background, I bet. They can do amazing moves. You know, practice safely. Frankie's here as well. Frankie, hello. And Stitching in Oregon says, I bought family campsite and QS. Oh, is that the smaller piece? I think I have one piece of the cake shop that I bought initially. QS is kind of slightly bigger. Well, a little bit bigger than the what's the other one? Is that the, you know, the bookmark size one? They've got slightly different types of patterns there. And okay, and QS QS, is it quarter? Is that what that means? I don't know what that stands for. A stitch in time balloon day. Oh, the candy one is great fun though. And Cheryl says crazy lightning storms. Oh, in your area. Remind me where you are. I can't remember. Yes, crazy weather can go a little bit, you know, a little nuts sometimes with no warning. That's what weather does. 1, 2, 3. And stay safe and stay stitching. What a wonderful slogan. Stay safe, stay stitching. And if you ever need to run for safety, make sure you have an emergency stitching kit with you, okay? Along with the oxygen torch, you know, light torch, whatever else that you need. First aid. Bring your stitching kit. 436. 436. Here we go. Oh, river. Is this supposed to be some sort of storm coming in your area as well? Oh, be safe, everyone. One, two, three. one more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Story keep, that's why, that's right. So they're little pieces, they crop, kind of taken from larger pieces. They're called story keep. They're kind of bookmark size. Well, even though probably a little bit bigger, depending on what fabric count you stitch. And then they have SQ as well. I remember when I started, and when I kind of started this full coverage journey, I was a little bit scared to go for regular. So I do have one piece of QS from the little cake shop pattern. And I was stitching that for a little bit, and I just fell in love with the piece. And so, well, no, I'm gonna get a full size. So I did. Not only I got a full size, but max color as well. So there you go. 6, 1, 6, 10, 6, 10. Oh, quick stitch. That's what it stands for. Not quarter stitches. That wouldn't make sense. Quick stitch. Oh, it's nothing quick about that. They lied to you. Okay, Maria. There's nothing quick about that. I think the piece I got with the cake shop, it was still quite big. Probably about 6 pages big or something like that. It wasn't small. It wasn't quick, okay? Don't be fooled. But it's kind of a nice way to start if you're just not sure, you know, whether you want to. Oh, I think I stitched that one in the wrong color, so I'm going to stitch over. I was wondering. I thought I stitched this corner, this color somewhere, but I couldn't find it. There you go. That's what confetti area does to you. You just go a little bit confused sometimes. Fine. And here, and I'm going to park it to the right there, ready for me. So I'm going to go up. Oh, there's a party here going on. There's a lot going on here. 1, 2 from the left here, and I'm going to park 4 down. That's about there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. The great thing about having a lot of part thread is that you know when you come to this block, all the threads there, majority of them will be there ready for you. That's the beauty of it. But in the meantime, particularly with CXC, it feels very full, 2 strands. A lot going on there. There. So Cheryl's in Massachusetts, US. Oh my goodness. Jennifer says, watching a storm rolling here and had to turn on my lights. She's in Kansas City, Missouri, US. Oh, there's storms everywhere. Joy says there are quick stitches available. There are larger than the, really? Larger than the regular. Oh my God. Quick stitches. Quick stitch Once Upon a Fairy Tale. And it's bigger than regular. So yes, they lie to you. They lie to you. When they say quick, there's nothing quick about heaven and earth. It doesn't matter what you stitch. Even story keep can be, you know, it's not small. 3828. Don't be fooled. 3828. But when people go with heaven and earth design, they accept the challenge, don't they? You know, they probably have taken a few deep breaths and go, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. I don't think people come in and get surprised and follow up the chair. They know what they're up against. And they love it. I love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm going to park down because it's closest parkable area here. Oh dear, Frankie, be safe, stay safe. And Betty says, lot bigger than bookmark. Honestly, unless you stitch on maybe 46 counts. Yes, I know. They try to fool you and go, hey, this is some really light-hearted, version that you could do. Just come in. But once you're through the door, you're done for. They've got you. 407. They're cunning like that. 407. It's like all these mini pieces. I got them in the very beginning because I wasn't feeling quite sure whether I wanted to get regular size, and it turned out that I parked these mini ones until now because I just decided to go for regular instead. They know what they're doing. They try to lure you through the door and go, gotcha. Adri says, there has been bad weather lately in Germany, lots of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Yeah, we've been raining a little bit, but I haven't noticed thunderstorm as such, not in London anyway. But it has been raining and a little bit cloudy and quite humid as well, it feels like. But the temperature has eased off a little bit, at least for now. 1, 2, 3. Here. Quick stitch yogi, yes. River says, I have a story keep on hold. Candleman. Yes. Yeah, so looked around the story keep ones as well. Maybe I was thinking, oh, maybe I just grab a piece, just for fun, stitching on the side. But then I look at the design and I started to wonder, what does a whole piece look like? Maybe I want a whole piece if I like the small one. So that's where my mind goes. 434, 434. Four, 3, 4. I just like big things. But it's interesting, I haven't been drawn to supersize that much. and quite happy stitching regular sizes. And the thing is, it's the first time I'm going to be stitching on 28 count. And when I look at the fabric, it's a DMC fabric, even weave. And strangely, I think maybe, just maybe, my mind is playing tricks on me. I think I can see the stitches better than 25 counts for some reason, because the spacing, you know, the gaps, the little holes we see around the stitches, the four corners, somehow it just seems it's a bit more clear. Maybe because the holes proportionally are a little bit bigger comparing to 25. I was a little bit surprised. I thought, oh yeah, it's actually clearer than sometimes when I'm looking at 25. I could regret that tomorrow. I could change my mind. That could all change tomorrow once I start to stitch on it. But at least the few stitches I've done so far, it just seems that the definition of the fabric, of the grid, seems to be a little bit clearer. Yes, River is like Hotel California. You know, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. You're stuck there for eternity. Yes, that's how it works. Hotel California. 370. Referring to heaven and earth. Once you get through the door, you can never leave. Be begging to come back. Heather says I'm 76, so I wouldn't live long enough to do supersize. Oh, you know, there's a fitness instructor in Japan. I think she may be supposed to be the oldest in the world as a fitness instructor. She's 93 this year, and she didn't start her fitness career because before that, apparently she was like couch potato type thing, and it was after the passing of her husband. I believe is in her maybe late 60s. She decided to take on fitness classes, and she didn't become a qualified, certified fitness instructor until she was in her 80s. So there you go, Heather. You know, you just never know. And now she's 92 or 93, really fit. And you know, she's on YouTube. You can have a Google. If you Google the oldest fitness instructor, she will probably pop up. You know, so there you go. Early days, Heather. Becky says, good afternoon. Work ended early so I could join live. Well done, Becky. Join us. 729. 729. Heather, exactly. totally. You can start your fitness career as a certified fitness instructor right now. You have plenty of time. Grace says, my mom is 102 years old and doing really well. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you look at those ladies that come to some of my classes, particularly my Sunday morning class is very strong class. And I give them all sorts of challenges. It's a mixture of athletes, marathon runners, dancers, you name it. And there are several ladies over 60s. One is, I know for sure, is 72. They're as strong as anything. Flexible, they can do any move that those athletes could do. They keep the body moving. You're winning. As I say, I'd rather stitch. Oh yes, you can stick with stitching, but do the power stitching, like the one do the yogi move, okay? Do the yogi move. Practice that from time to time. Make sure you practice safely and land safely, okay? And that will definitely get you fitter. 7A3, 7A3. And make sure you have the power drinks to go with your power stitching. And talking about the power drinks, I'm gonna have a sip of my cold coffee. Gray says, yes, the trick is to not stop moving. Absolutely. And even if you haven't moved much so far, just start today. Just start doing some forward folds, some knee bends, chair poses. Just get the thighs strong is so important, and get the hips flexible. It controls everything else. And you can strengthen the arms. Women typically the upper body is slightly weaker, me included. That's why, it's worth working on that. I started off as a dancer, so my legs are super strong, but my arms are terrible. So I had to work quite hard. And so everything balances out a little bit more. And flexibility is not just there for show, so you can do back bend. It's the fact that it helps you to maneuver the world with more ease. We walk around things and objects and, uneven surfaces. And the balance and flexibility can help you just intuitively, have that reflex to keep yourself from falling off the pavement. I remember I was walking near where I am on the pavement on way to a supermarket. And there was a gentleman. I can't remember how old he was. I don't think he was terribly old. Maybe in the 50s or something. And he was walking towards me. I thought nothing of it. There are tons of people walking toward my direction. And this gentleman just decided to trip over just about an arm length from me and started to fall. And I think my body just kicked in kind of into that. I don't know where that came from. I just reached out and held him. He could have fallen forward and on his nose, but for some reason my arm just extended out. I don't even remember doing that. And to stop him from falling forward. So yes, it's true. I saved this gentleman from going to the hospital. But yeah, that's how you train your body to do certain things that you don't even know. It will come in handy at some point. So it's that daily conditioning that you never know. You can save yourself from tripping over or even if you get knocked off for whatever reason, you can balance off and maybe do a roll, yogi roll on the floor, and then get up and keep working. You never know. And Nikki says, I'm still blown away by how time flies by when you are stitching. Same here, same here. I'm on here over 3 hours every day. It really doesn't feel like it. It really doesn't feel like it. Normally feels maybe slightly over an hour. You know, when I look at the clock is normally when I feel, oh, maybe it's over an hour. And each time when I check, it's like 2, 3 hours. I'm like shocked every day, every day. 8:40. 8:40. There you go. That says I'll put my helmet on. Absolutely. Practice the yogi move safely. Okay. Maybe fluorescent jacket, you know, just people can see you as you do your backflip. Safety first. Safety first. Grace says, I looked into Yin Yoga on YouTube that you mentioned the other day. Looks really good. Yin Yoga is definitely the thing to do. Doesn't matter if you practice other forms of yoga or if you're athletes or do any other type of exercise or no exercise. Yin Yoga is tremendous because it allows your body enough time to acknowledge that you're stretching. Because a lot of the stretches we do, we hold, you know, for regular classes, hold for a little bit, 10 breaths maximum, if you're lucky. In yoga, sometimes you stay for minutes. So in order to be in that position and make it sustainable, you have to negotiate with your body to find a place that you can stay there. And through that process, your body learns new ways of, you know, positions on, you know, your body and becomes more flexible in time. And it's relaxing as well. It's extremely relaxing. When I teach my Yin Yoga classes, I bring in essential oil. You can do it at home. Just get some essential oil, blend it with, you can use an infuser, but you can also blend it with almond oil. There are a couple of other different types of oil you can blend in, and just, you know, and place a little bit in your palms and your wrist, because your wrist has got pulse points, and so it allows the oil to travel through quicker through your bloodstream, and it's extremely relaxing. You will not regret it because within yoga, even if you just lie down on your back and just for 5 minutes, it's life restoring. Just lying on the back, you know, we can all do that, and just close the eyes. Cleanse the mind. 3829, 3829. There's so many things that we could do from today that is going to change your life in some way. It doesn't have to, you don't have to join a gym. And we're very lucky. We have YouTube. My God, you know, what a treasure trove YouTube is. And there's so many great content creators that, you know, offer the content out there for free. So Heather says I'm an avid walker. That's great. And she says, I live beside the ocean, so it's always a lovely walk. Oh, absolutely. You're so lucky. You're so lucky by the ocean, the beach walk. Absolutely. walking is lovely. And as you're walking, maybe you can incorporate some stretching as well, you know, just a little bit of fold. It's just little things you can incorporate into that experience. Or leg stretches, you know, beautiful stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Oh no, one off. There. Sarah says, my husband instinctively reached out to save a man falling, and it broke a tendon in his bicep. Oh, your husband's, not the guy falling. And the man didn't even feel bad about it. Yeah, I mean, when I you know, reached my arm out to stop the guy from falling, and he just looked surprised. He kind of go, oh, because when people trip over, they're shocked, they're in shock, aren't they? And he just say thank you and just kept walking. He probably was wondering what happened there. Yes. Oh my God. So your husband got injured for doing that. I hope he's recovered now. River says, I've taken to walking around our yard. We have 1 acre, my goodness. And I walk 2 to 4 rounds the perimeter. Yes, absolutely. There are always ways that you could do. You know, it doesn't matter if you're living, you know, living in a very urban area with no space. You just walk around the street. Just walk around the street. 3826. Walk around the backyard if you have one, if you're lucky enough. 3826. And also the fresh air as well, just the air element of it. River says, I lost 8 pounds in the last 3 weeks. Well done, girl. Well done, girl. It's not just about body weight. It's the fact that our body has that natural, the optimal weight for our body. And you always know when you reach there, and your body will help you to get there. It doesn't mean you become super skinny. And I don't think that's our goal, right? Is to be really fit and healthy. That's what we want. And the body knows what's, you know, the best point in terms of body weight, body shape. It will take care of it. So it's not about trying to reach something that's come out like the same factory. That's not our goal. Yes, Grace is awarding River a trophy. Yes, bravo. Suzanne says, I actually hate walking, so I bike everywhere. Absolutely. And I think in Sweden, it's probably quite popular with bicycle as well. Because Denmark, Holland, you know, Netherlands, people bike everywhere and they stay healthy that way. You know, it's functional biking. It's functional. They go places with bicycles. But through the process, you become fitter. Yeah, I finished this block. There was a little bit confetti around this area, but I made it. And I'm going to reward myself with a block that's slightly less confetti. Let me see if I can find one. It's all about balance. Oh, this one is good. This one is good. This looks a little bit more relaxed. I'm going to work on this one. Suzanne says we have great bike lanes. I know. I looked into countries like Sweden, Norway, Holland, etc. They have great bicycle infrastructure. London is kind of half-hearted. We started doing it when Boris Johnson was the mayor, and make some progress for sure. That's when I started to pick up bicycling. And before that, I was suffering with the London Tube, the subway system, and I hated it. But now I bicycle everywhere as well. In my Brompton. And now I'm going to park it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And the weird thing is, through bicycling, I actually got to know London a lot more, because prior to that, everything was kind of divided in my mind based on the tube system, you know, the train system, the underground. And but once you start cycling, all that division, the border dissolved, and I got to know the city so much better. It's freedom. Suzanne says, I got rid of my car in the beginning of COVID because I wasn't using it very much, and it was costing me more than I really could afford. So I bought an electric bike and bike everywhere. Well done. Absolutely. You don't need a car. I can see some people might need a car if they have young kids, you know, or something like that. They need to ship the entire family to different places. But otherwise, you know, majority of people do not need a car. And it's a lot of maintenance, a lot of cost. I just cannot see the attraction there. Or maybe you live in a very remote area. Yes, then maybe you need a car where there's no public transportation, then I get it. But otherwise, if you live in the city, really, you don't need a car at all. It's just burden. And Suzanne says that this last year I've been dealing with panic attacks, so I don't go out as much as I really should. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope there are remedies and sort of things you could do to ease that. Panic attack is no joke. It's not fun. And I think stitching is quite relaxing, right? To take your mind off certain things that may be creating sort of anxiety in the mind. And this one, look how many stitches of the same color. And I'm going to remove these two little guys at the bottom there. Bye bye. This one comes down here. Thread management. I feel like a hairdresser. River says, yeah, my doctor said it was pre-diabetic. I was pre-diabetic and hooked me up with Wegovy. Is that medication? My goal is to get away from this diabetic danger zone. Yes, type 2 diabetic can be reversed utterly. And if I remember correctly, you're going low carb, right? That's probably the best thing you could do diet-wise when it comes to diabetics. because it's all about insulin management. You know, I know we talk about cookies and cakes a lot, but probably not the best thing for your body if you're pre-diabetic. So you're doing the very good thing for your body. So rather than eating cakes and biscuits, let's stitch cakes and biscuits instead and stay healthy. And I'm going to move over here, one stitch and puck. Oh, the block on the right here is going to be very busy. Lots of puck threads there. This block is a little bit better with the confetti. Heather says in Victoria, where I live, they have built bike lanes everywhere, so you can bike safely for miles. That's wonderful. The infrastructure helps a lot because it gives people on a bicycle the confidence, you know, to know they belong on the road rather than trying to, you know, sneak around the side of the road, you know, looking apologetic to the cars. If you have a designated area for the bikes to go, then it's wonderful. And there's one stitch down here I can park. 3 from the right. 1, 2, 3. And 4 from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. And Suzanne says, I take medication, which helps, but some days going out triggers it. I had a traumatic event 2 years ago, ending in a pacemaker. Oh my goodness. My fight or flight is broken. Oh dear. Yes. I think the mind is it's a tricky thing, isn't it? I think the physical conditions sometimes may be slightly easier to heal. The mind is complicated, so be patient. Sometimes it takes some time. Let me see, let me switch to the other side here. 1, 2, 3. There's one more. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Here. And Sarah says, I have PTSD and a agoraphobia. Oh, so is that the fear of white space? is that opposite of what I have, a narrow space, and don't go out much either. I can go out in the yard, but never leave home without my husband. Yes. Phobia is a tricky one. I do have issues with narrow spaces as well. It's getting better. I think it's about maybe not putting yourself in a situation that it would kind of trigger it. I think, if you deal with it for a little while, you probably know. And my claustrophobia used to be a little bit worse. And it was triggered. It was interesting. It was actually triggered. Looking back, I know. For a while I didn't. It was triggered by a train ride I think, to a park. I was going to a music festival I can't remember, it's called, was it, there's a big park outside London. It was a few years ago. And we were going to the music festival in that park. It's an outdoor, situation, but it was a hot day. It was definitely in the summer. And the train was packed with people. And up to that point, up to that train ride, I was okay because I was in the train. I didn't, think anything. I just knew I was really hot. And then the train stopped. It was overground train, not underground. It would have been so much worse. And it was overground train, and the train just stopped on the railway track, and we didn't know what to do. But the door were locked. It wasn't it wasn't fully explained to us what happened, but we knew there's something maybe happening on the track or on the train. And it's not unusual for UK trains or underground train to kind of, have some sort of failure. So we were waiting there, but it was getting hotter and hotter. And I can't remember, the windows were open, but the doors weren't open. We couldn't get out. And I started to get more and more agitated, and I kept drinking water, and my friends were saying, it's okay, we're gonna get out in a bit. And it took forever and ever. I can't remember how long. Eventually when I got out, I was in tears. I was quite distressed. And from then on, yeah, it triggered something, because prior to that, I don't have recollection of ever feeling being claustrophobic. And from then on, it wasn't fun. It goes up and down. Sometimes I'm okay. But now I'm much better. I can actually get in a regular size car as a passenger, as long as there's only another person next to me, or empty, then I'm okay. If there's a person in the front as well, I start to get a little bit panicky. So it's about relation to the space that I'm in, and how much breathing space or mentally I feel, if I can escape if I wanted to. I think it's all about that. So if I know where the escape route is and it's available for me, if there's a door I can open with my hands, then I feel better. I'm okay. So it's all mind playing tricks on you, isn't it? Suzanne says smartwatch and Google saved my life. Yes. Yes. I think Google Map definitely saved my life, because otherwise I'd be lost. I have no sense of direction. So I don't have Google Map. And also not just the Google Map. Google Map has that campus function as well. It points to the direction you're facing, because just the map alone probably is not very helpful for me. It's know that which way I'm facing. That was a game changer for me. So I don't know how I managed before Google Map. I really don't know. Ooh, another yogi maneuver over here. There we go. Hey, Lakika, hello. Welcome. Rose says, absolutely, Rose. Rose says, there are no calories or sugar content in a stitched cupcake. Absolutely, 0 calorie. And it's the safest way to grab a snack at a sweet shop. Exactly, this is precisely why we need to be doing sweet shop together. Enjoy the calorie-free sweets for the entire piece. Absolutely, absolutely. One more reason to join in with us all. Grace says, yes, Yogi, that's a scary feeling when you haven't have control over the situation. Yes, I think that's precisely what it is with the phobia, is that you don't feel that you have control over the situation. Because as I said, if I if I know where the door is and I know I can open it, then I'm okay, even in, within reason. If it's too small an area, I still get slightly, panicky. But at least I know I have a choice to walk out. So I have the choice. Yes, it's all about that mental freedom that you have some control over the situation. But I'm grateful. I'm still okay on the plane. I have been on very small planes in a short distance that I didn't enjoy very much. But there are certain conditions. If there's enough space above me, like a high ceiling, I'm feeling better. So, you know, I have learned how to deal with it. So I try to create situations that, I'm not gonna go into that panicky mode. Suzanne says they told me that it's quite common for people to have emergency pacemakers, but put in, they can have issues afterwards with anxiety. Yes, I thought pacemakers were for heart conditions. I didn't know that actually helps with anxiety as well. And I talked about this before. There's a lady, quite young actually. She's probably in her maybe 20s. Um, she's been coming to my classes for quite a while before she told me that she was wearing a pacemaker. And I got a little bit panicky because, in the beginning of the classes, I often ask, what is any conditions I need to know about, any injuries? And she never said anything. And so I was like, oh my God, you're wearing a pacemaker. And I could see the cable coming out of her leggings. I didn't know. I thought pacemaker was placed internally inside through operation. I didn't know you could actually see a cable dangling outside her body. I got slightly concerned, but she practiced so regularly, and so, she really tries. She makes modifications if it's something she can't do, but she's persistent. She comes back every single week, and she would do double class. On Wednesdays, I have 2 classes back to back in one studio. She would do both, and so she's determined to not let that whatever condition she has to beat her. Three more. Oh, this block is so much better. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, and one more. A lot more easygoing with this block. Right, Suzanne, so it's under the skin. Yes. And Sarah says, my mom's pacemaker is completely inside. So maybe there are different types. Yes. She has to have surgery every 7 years to change the battery. Oh, right. So the batteries do run out. I do wonder that, yes, sometimes. I said, well, how do you recharge the batteries? And how do you know it's going to, run out of battery? You don't want that to happen. 4, 5, 2. But it's amazing we can just place a device in the body for 7 years and it just, keep it going. 4, 5, 2. Oh, so Suzanne is every 10 years. Okay. I think as technology moving forward, that will probably change as well. Maybe eventually they can place a device in you and do the upgrade through downloading new software, and you don't ever need to recharge. It's charged wirelessly. You never know. Oh, yes, I was just thinking that yes, the technology is different now, and Suzanne is saying that now they have Bluetooth pacemaker. They can check remotely. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, absolutely. I think whenever there's a new technology, the first thing will probably go into medical, sort of science. That makes perfect sense. I think this block is slightly easing into the window area. Joy says, I wish I could invent something to replenish your energy so you don't need to sleep. More stitching time. Yes, I think that day will come. Maybe not that far away, Joyce. I think the technology is around the corner where we can just keep stitching non-stop. I know. What a nuisance, isn't it? Sleeping. I'd rather be stitching. Oh, Sarah says my mom has a machine that remotely connects to her dog. They check it every 6 months. Wow. But you know what? If you wear Apple Watch and if you have the features turned on, I think it's just on, isn't it? It monitors your heartbeat, and that data is being sent to. It could. I don't know how well connected now, but potentially that information, every single heartbeat can be sent to your doctor, and they can create a log and monitor your heart rate. I don't know about blood pressure. Can you measure blood pressure? I don't think you can do that just yet with Apple Watch, but there's quite a lot of information that you can be sent to your doctor. And all the, scale, for body weights, body fat, whatever, if you connect your scale to your Apple data as well, then everything is consolidated and creates a profile of your current health, condition, situation, general. So everything is captured. And your doctor can just have it. And maybe, something will flag on the doctor's data there to say patient A maybe needs to have to look into the irregularity of the heartbeat, or something is happening. Oh, this block is so fast. Look. River says, I was having hallucination at work. Nazis marching through my machine, breathing, people faces melting, etc. Why? Why are you hallucinating? Is it for real? Oh, because of the health condition. Is that to do with being diabetic? What? You're hallucinating at work? Wow, that sounds weird. 453. That sounds very scary. Oh, the doctor says you can't trust your smartwatch. But I think you can probably flag something, wouldn't it? Because if your heartbeat is being monitored with relative accuracy there. And also it's got this thing that if you fall, because the watch can observe the movement as well, like sudden movement. Let's say if you fall and you're not getting up, then it will automatically just call an ambulance. Depends on your location there. And I think it's a feature you have to turn on, because some people might fall on a regular basis. They don't get up. I don't know who, but just in case people do that voluntarily. Or maybe you do a yogi maneuver and just decide to lie there for a bit of shavasana, a little bit of a in yoga stretch. And lo and behold, you have ambulance outside your door. That wouldn't be good. Oh, this bit is so good. Just same color. See this difference in speed of this block. Amazing. I love it. Yeah, I think the heart rate monitor is relatively correct, accurate on Apple. Joy says, until we have that emergency restore facility, I better get my sleep. I know. Let's hope the technology, the new technology will arrive soon, so we can upgrade. We can upgrade Joyce so she doesn't have to sleep. Yes. Yes, see you on Saturday for the Soul Stars, darling, and have a sweet, sweet, peaceful sleep full of cupcakes. And I'll see you tomorrow. Night night. Nighty night to Joyce. Stitching in Oregon says it's hard to watch the stream, kit up a new project, and have a giant lapdog. I think the third one, the third element, is a little bit more problematic. It's about 80 pounds of slobbering love. Yes, you need to fix the third factor. I don't think you want to. I think you could potentially watch the stream and kit up, but when you have a little doggy there, oh, I love dogs. I wish I could have dogs. I have cats throughout my life. I love cats too. Oh, Gretchen, I mean, I think Gretchen is on holiday, so enjoy your stay in your holiday location. And I know you're joining us tomorrow for the Soul, so enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your night, wherever you are. And I'll see you tomorrow for a new start. Hooray! Suzanne says 60 stitches of A19 is much more manageable tonight. Oh, are you doing the minimum to maximum today with Saga? I see. 613. Six, one, three. Shara asks, all I have is sewn chalk. If I use it on my fabric, would it interfere with my stitching? Depends on what count you're working on. I think the choke is not very, they probably will, it's not very, what's the word I'm looking for? Because the choke is not really designed to stay there for very long. It's normally use it for pattern making, don't you? For sewing. So I don't know. First of all, I don't know how long it's going to stay on the fabric, and also it might be a little bit thick. Depends on what fabric count you're working on. But to be honest, if you depending on what the fabric count is, on some fabrics like 25, I just use pencil, like regular pencils, and I don't expect it to come off because I know I'll cover the fabric fully. So, but a pencil is a lot more has a lot more control in terms of the, it's quite fine, and also stays on the fabric. 613. So if anybody has some wisdom to offer, Cheryl, please do so. Oh, river. So there are other elements, other factors that cause the hallucination. Oh, that doesn't sound like fun at all. I hope, you know, you're recovering and, just take it easy. Allow the mind to find its space, Sometimes it needs time and space to heal. 376A. 376A. Oh, this block is so much easier. I love it. I can do a boomerang right here. There. Beautiful. Oh, I love this technique. Three, 7, 6A. Grace says I did a yogi move once. I was fixing my shower head in my bathroom. I had to straddle on top of the bathtub to fix and lost my balance. I started falling backwards, fell backwards into the tub. Ouch. So that's your move, is it? Just fall backwards, Grace. You're missing the yogi move part, which is, before falling and manage to balance back and not fall on the back in the head. You're missing the important part of the move. It's not to fall over. But fair enough, you perform the first part. Cheryl says it's a grey background, so the white choke will show up. Well, you could, if the line is not too thick, as long as you know where the border is, and also it stays on there long enough for you to work with the stitches, then fine, you can, use anything. Because from my experience, they tend to be a little bit, choke, tend to be quite thick. But if you're if you're working on the larger stitches, lower fabric count, then yeah, that could work. 413. Four, 1, 3. Oh, Suzanne said choke pencil. That might be different, because when I think about the choke for pattern making, I'm thinking about entire piece of choke. A lot of them are quite flat, but still quite chunky compared to a pen. But if you have the pen version, that might be different. Cheryl says, only try the yogi move with supervision and safety gear, safety gear. Wear your helmet, wear your helmet. Safety first when you do the yogi move. And I think I might bring this one down here. Oh, look at this. One more stitch to go for this block. Amazing. The half a block I did earlier on probably took about more time, probably more time than this block in its entirety. That's the difference. When it comes to confetti, you can't, you just have to slow everything down, be patient. One more here. Literally just one stitch. 160. Just one stitch. I might be able to park. Let me talk about pencils. I'm going to bring out my pencils. A pencil. Need to draw a couple of lines here. It's a lot easier when you have convention to follow. So I really don't trust my own counting. There. Just one stitch here. So we can do a pin through the middle. And then I'm going to take it slightly further down here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There. Wow, another block done. Very nice. Let me see. So things are getting slightly more confetti toward that area. So I am going to pick one that's a little bit friendly for me for now. Let's see where I can go with this. Let's have a look. Zoom out a little bit. Let you know where I am. So pretty, so pretty. And Grace says, I tried to do boomerang second part, but didn't have time. Yes. But that's okay. you did the first part, you know, next time, remember to do the second part of not falling. That, I think that would help a lot. But well done, well done. And oh, Heather says I have chalk pencils, but on 25 count line, 25 count fabric, the line isn't fine enough. Yeah, I suspect if you think about the texture of chalk in general, slightly powdering, isn't it? So it's probably not really designed for super fine lines there. But anything that's going to create definitions for you and stays there, then it's okay. You could do it. I'm using pencil. I don't mind. And oh, I might move down here actually. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move to the bottom left there. That looks friendly enough. Friendly enough. And I have a lot of parts threads already. So I'm going to move it down here. There. Shara is working on 16 counts. It might be okay if there's enough contrast, the line is giving you enough information, then yeah, go for it. Let me have a sip, have a little sip of my coffee here. So good. And I'm gonna bring this down here. 1, 2, 3. There. One, two, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let me double check the color. I don't know what this is. 779. Okay, it's correct. One, two. I think I'm going to move this little one off my canvas. It's feeling good when I remove those tails. A little bit annoying. There. Just one stitch here. And then going to pop in the next block. Let's see, 1, 2. It's only 4 stitches. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to pop. So on the right there. Why does it say it's? Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. It's all good. Yes. I have to remember to mark the part threads because I keep forgetting or just missing the marking, so I get very confused. Oh, Susan asks, Yogi, would you be doing typewriter for sweet shops? Oh my god, why do you have to ask? Why did you have to ask, Susan? It was supposed to be a surprise. See, I was supposed to hold back the information that I'm going to be doing half stitches, typewriter till tomorrow. And it's all out now. It's all out now. But, Susan, I have a twist for typewriter, okay? Which I'm not going to reveal till tomorrow. So, the answer for you is yes, but with a twist. I will explain tomorrow. I will explain tomorrow. Yes, I have I'm very fond of that method. Even though I've only done 1 session with it. But I think that flows with me. That method flows with me. But I need to make a little bit of modification to make it work for Sweet Shop for me. And I will explain what that is tomorrow. I'm terrible at keeping secrets. Stop asking questions because I'm going to be telling everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Susan. Oh, yes, exactly. Oh, keep guessing. I bet you can't. I bet you wouldn't be able to guess it. It's my move, you know. The yogi move. Another yogi move. And in this yogi move, I'll try not to fall over, you know. I try to remember to do the second part. So I don't just fall into the bathtub, okay? Oh, I love this. And Grace asks, is it typewriter method by page? Grace? Susan? Seriously, you guys? You know, give me something here. You know, I'm trying to keep it as mysterious as possible, and you guys are just like keep prodding. You know, leave me with something, please. I like to be mysterious. No comment. No comment, Grace. Oh no! Stop guessing. Stop guessing, guys. Give me something here. Work with me. Man, this is a tough crowd. This is a tough crowd. Let me tell you. It's not easy. Oh dear. Yeah, you're paying attention for sure. Very impressed. Very impressed. I will reveal tomorrow. Stay tuned. It's one stitch. This one. Oh, I might do a boomerang with this one. One last stitch with this color. You know when we're talking about slipping, when we do a boomerang, and having done it quite a few times, on 22 isn't so much a problem because it's quite thick, but on 25, I find if it's about to slip, you can feel it when you pull the thread through the loop. I think you can see it coming. So if I see that coming, instead of bringing the needle down, I bring it up. That's my trick. So I think if your thread kind of slips a couple of times, you can feel that there isn't any resistance when you thread through and about to bring it down. If you feel that the fact is going to slip, then bring it up instead. It will kind of revert the situation, I think. I guess so far it's worked for me. So 434, because it's too complicated trying to think about where, which thread is going over to which one. I know some people explain that with diagram. I just couldn't get my head around. So I'm going by feel. I think you can tell if it's about to happen. It's about to happen. It's like storms. You can see signs. It's coming and you dodge it. That's yogi move. or you right there. Vertical typewriter. Oh, that's a nice idea. That's interesting. Vertical, just so. Well, I'm trying to think how that will work. Oh, River, you've come up with a really interesting idea. So instead of following the order of the symbols horizontally, you follow the vertical. I think River, you just invented a new way of stitching. I must try that at some point. Maybe not tomorrow, but I will try it. I promise. Yes. Oh, interesting. Because it's just the whole method is about decision making, isn't it? So, oh, interesting. That one's interesting. And this one I parked in the wrong spot. Sarah says Karen has done that. You mean the vertical typewriter method? How did that go then? I mean, if she's not doing it again, probably not very well. I don't know. I hope she was wearing a helmet and fluorescent jacket. Safety first. Yeah, I can see that happening. And you just keep cross country, right? Grace says, I was told that when you work on even weave, you follow the way the thread flows. If the top thread is vertical, then you stitch so the back of the stitch is vertical. Well, that's the thing, because I saw someone explain that, but I can't get my head around, and I don't want to sort of spend my brain power, which is not a lot right there, to think about vertical, horizontal. But you can feel it. If it's going to slip, you can feel it as you thread through and about to bring it to the bottom left corner. If you feel it coming, just go the other way. That's it. That's easier for me rather than trying to analyze it in my head, which I'm not capable of. You probably know by now, I have very limited brain power. I can do the yoga move, but the brain is not really that sharp, really. I can barely remember my own phone number, so there. And there's one in the middle here. I'm going to do a boomerang. But with 22, I mean, this is, I don't know if it's even weave or Ada. I don't even know. But it's not so much of a problem. It doesn't really slip on this count, I don't think, 22. It should be safe here for my boomerang. I think it's the 25 counts above. That's the issue. And even weave as well. Betty says, I've seen that a few say to turn your fabric if the thread slips, that you're stitching with the fabric isn't turned right. See, my brain is still is already going all directions. My mind is gone, sort of in a semi-coma state when when instructions like that. you know, when I read instructions like that, I just cannot really compute in my head. Cheryl says, do you balance on your head a lot? I do actually. I do headstand and tripod frequently because it's good for the blood flow, you know, the circulation flowing down to the head. It's very relaxing and I love it. So any form of inversion, even fourfold is actually, people don't know it's actually a form of inversion because the definition of inversion is basically when your head is lower than your heart. So if you think about fourfold, you know, just standing, folding forward, release the head down, that's an inversion. You don't need to do shoulder stand or headstand. A shoulder stand is not so much inversion, but headstand is. The fourfold is just as good. And let's have a look. Just one stitch here, long stitch. But have you seen this video by Joyce? If you go to her ooh, why do I get this thread? If you go to her channel, Stitchy Dutchy, and look up the latest one. I mean, she released that a while ago, but she's got this very interesting video that kind of teach you how to count your stitches properly. Sometimes when we grid, right, and we count the stitches, maybe one short or one extra. I mean, it's more apparent on lower count fabric. On 14 counts, you probably notice, oh, that block is a little bit longer, you know, wider than the normal ones. But on 25 counts and upwards, sometimes it's not so obvious. And she's got this really clever way of looking at the direction of the thread. You know, I'll probably butcher it, but as you count, you can look at whether your starting count is a vertical or horizontal thread. And then the end stitch should be the other one, I think, if it's a even number or something like that. So it kind of avoids, you know, you can double check that as you count till the end, and through that you can probably notice if you counted wrong. It's interesting. I mean, it's a very Joyce kind of thinking because no one else is can probably figure that out. But once you pointed that out, you know, it's kind of, it's really clever. River says, I have what? 1,031 stitches so far today, River. You're just charging forward without us. Is it full cross or half cross? Not that it makes a difference. Half cross is still very fast. But that I don't even know how anybody
can stitch that many stitches a day and stay focused. That's amazing, River. Round of applause for River, and maybe trophy as well for those who can find it. I still haven't found it. One day I'll find a trophy emoji. Oh yeah, Suzanne, you're weaving teacher, so I bet you're super conscious about the direction of the thread, etc. But I never even crossed my mind that you could look at it that way. I mean, for me, they're just 10 stitches. I don't hardly notice that they're, pointing the different direction, but clearly they do. Yes, trophy for River, well done. And she's saying so far, so she's not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure there's at least one gentleman out there that she might do more. And I believe it's probably still daytime. The day is still young where she is. Um, Suzanne says, if you have the right square, it looks like a little diamond. Oh, I don't even know what that means. See, that's can't get my head around stuff like that. Oh, Sarah's getting competitive. Of course, Sarah says 757. And I'm sure she's not done yet. So you two, get a room. You can compete with each other. I'm not joining in. I'm going to just do my slow stitching. 3862. 3862. And I bet you're going to be so shocked by how many stitches I made in this session later on, Make sure you sit down properly. Because it would be just too shocking. You're going to be so impressed. Let me remember to mark them. Oh, I'm flowing. Feeling good. Feeling good. And let me see, where do I want to take it? Oh, half stitches, River says. But it's still super fast. Still super fast. I'm doing half stitches. And see how I'm doing. Right. So imagine if I was doing 4 stitches. And the result will be extremely shocking. Sarah says, full cross. There you go, River. You know, Sarah's doing full cross. She's done double. So she did 757. So in theory, it's a double of that. You do the math. Get your calculator up, okay? Trying to stir up competitions here. And the River is going to bring up the time zone. I started a little bit late today, and also my right wrist is a little bit sore. Otherwise, I could have doubled or something like that. Oh, this one, let's have a look. 3772. There are many stitches on this block. 3772. I might be able to slip in, maybe move slightly ahead. 3772. Three, 772. River says it's almost 7 p.m. I'm gonna put my birds to bed. It makes me laugh every time you say that. Grab a coffee and stitch a few hundreds more. That's a very subtle challenge to Sarah right there. I could sense it. It's only 7 p.m. I'm gonna put my birds to bed, grab a coffee. Of course, River. Why not? Just a few more hundreds. You probably do that before breakfast. So, Suzanne says only 735 today. Oh my goodness. Only 735. And Suzanne is doing full cross, I believe, if you're working on the Valentine. Sarah says, my husband is out of town, no birds to put to bed. I might stitch all night. Oh my God, I'm so scared. The total number might be utterly shocking in a different way. Do birds just go to sleep just because you put them in bed? I didn't know that's how it worked. I thought they just do whatever they do. Do they not nap during the day? I mean, cats sleeping all day long. They don't care. This is feeling good. Suzanne says I did some tent on Unicorn Valley. Oh, really? Sarah, if you cover them as in birds, then they get quiet and sleep? You mean cover over them? Like with a pillow? Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Yes. Wow, I didn't know that. I thought birds, maybe they're really active during the night as well. Yes. So it's a few minutes to midnight here in London, so I'm going to make this color my final one. And it's really nice because there are quite a few stitches for a change of this color. So it's going to fill up most of this block. That makes me very happy. Oh, I see. So you cover the cage with a blanket so they think it's evening, and they go nighty night. Over suddenly it's nappy nap time. I see. Very, very cunning. I think with cats, if you want to take them to cat owners probably know, if you want to take them to the vet, for instance, and to go in the basket, and they get really agitated, like Dolly absolutely hates going into a basket, and I just cover the basket with a blanket or a towel, like a bath towel or something, and suddenly they go a little bit quiet. They will still protest. They know what they're doing, but I think darkness generally just calm them down. So, I didn't know the birds do that as well. Maybe that works for most animals. Maybe with people too. Oh, that's why. That's why we're always told to sleep in darkness. I can't though. I need to leave at least one source of light on, like a small lamp or something. I'm afraid of dark. There you go. Another weakness of my. I don't like dark, pitch black. Makes me panic. River says, yeah, my feather babies tell me when they want to be covered. Are you sure that's what they're saying? Maybe they're going, Mummy, I need some snacks. And there you go, cover them with a blanket. They have to go to bed. Are you sure? You need to double check for the happiness of your birds. And oh, Suzanne says, yes, I've seen some bird pictures on the Facebook group. Suzanne says, my bird never cared. He made noises anywhere. Yeah, that sounds more like my cats. They sleep when they want, and when they want to stay awake, you can't make them to go to sleep. Suzanne says, I hate the dark too. I know. I'm like that. I'm like this since I was a child. My dad always came into my bedroom after he thought I was asleep and turned the light off. And I just sneak right up and turn it back on again. So this is the game we play with my dad every night. Right, let's have a look to see how I'm doing today. Here we go. I'm very happy with today's progress. Really enjoyable, and I'm glad that I'm able to switch back and forth in no particular order, picking areas that's more confetti, more challenging, and areas that's a bit more relaxing, easygoing. You know, sometimes you just don't like to kind of charge forward in a confetti area, and sometimes you do. Sometimes I'm up for a challenge, one stitch at a time. So this is where I am today, and let me show you how I've done today. So those speed stitches, sit tight. I don't want you to fall off your chairs, okay? I don't want injuries. Put on your helmet and be ready for my while I reveal my completion of my stitches. Sit tight, everyone. Sit tight. Here we go. So today I'm 5.71 now. That sounds nice. It's what I think I was over 5% earlier on. I'm not too sure. It just seems like suddenly I'm 5%. And today I have completed 252 stitches. Now, you may weep if you like. I know. It's just so amazing. Round of applause for Yogi for an amazing accomplishment in 3 hours. Over 3 hours, 10 stitches, 252. Okay, there you go. That's me today. Yes, trophies, everyone. I'm so pathetic. I'm just asking for trophies, and quite shamelessly, yes, please give me trophies. And round of applause would do too. You know, any kind of crown, nice things, and chocolate biscuits. I take them all. I take them all. I'm not fussy. And Suzanne says, I still sleep with the light on. Very sensible. Me too. I don't care. They can tell me that it's better to sleep in the darkness. I prefer my light on. Not too bright, you know, just a small lamp there. Sarah says, you did great. Thank you so much, Sarah. And Suzanne as well, thank you so much. And Rose, how kind. Oh, and hearts as well. And Sarah says, don't forget I start stitching at 9 a.m. Very important information there. Very important information there. So, and Suzanne, thank you. Grace, thank you. And Rose says, not pathetic. You did great. Oh, thank you. I'm so passive aggressive. You know, I knew if I said, oh, I'm pathetic, kind people like you would go, no, it's fine. It's fine, Yogi. You did so amazing. You know, you're very slow, but, you know, we love you, you know, stuff like that. So very passive aggressive. And that works every time. So, and Susan as well. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I enjoy our chat and my session here with you. And look at this beautiful piece. And before I go, let me just show you. Oh, not this one. And this one as well. Okay, everyone. Saturday, tomorrow. You still have time. If you really want to, you know, you can join us tomorrow. Same time, same place. And start with us together. Otherwise, this is the one I'm stitching today. Absolutely beautiful. So, and this is from Kim Jacobs. You can grab the pattern, and Heaven and Earth is still on sale, you know, just so you know. So with that, it's just past midnight here, 6 minutes past midnight. So I'm going to sign out and ready, come back fresh for our new start, our Amy Stewart Day tomorrow. Thank you, Rajal, and everyone. 99 from peaceful London here. And see you tomorrow. Night night. 99.